Welcome back! Today we're diving into the global economic drama of 2025, where India faces US tariffs but isn't alone. A squad of countries is backing India, and we're counting down the top 10 supporters. Let's break down who they are, why they're doing it, and what it means for the world. At number 10, we have China, India's complicated frenemy. The relationship between these two Asian giants is a fascinating blend of rivalry and reluctant cooperation, shaped by decades of history, border disputes, and shifting global alliances. Despite ongoing border tensions and frequent diplomatic standoffs, China and India often find themselves on the same side when it comes to global economic issues, especially in the face of US tariffs that threaten both their economies. China, having long dealt with the brunt of American tariffs, recognizes a strategic opportunity in supporting India's stance. By aligning with India, China not only strengthens its own position, but also sends a message to Washington that Asian powers can push back together. This cooperation isn't about friendship or trust, it's a calculated move to counterbalance American economic pressure. Both countries know that unity, even if temporary, can amplify their voices on the world stage. Economically, China and India are not just neighbors. They're two of the world's largest and fastest-growing markets. Their trade ties run deep, with billions of dollars in goods and services flowing between them every year, despite their differences. Both nations understand that a stable, predictable global trade system is crucial for their continued growth. Disruptions caused by tariffs or trade wars could destabilize not just their economies, but the entire region. China's support for India is often subtle, playing out in international forums and diplomatic channels. Instead of grand gestures, China prefers quiet backing, lobbying for fairer trade rules and pushing back against unilateral US actions. Together, they advocate for multilateral solutions to trade disputes, emphasizing the importance of dialogue and negotiation. This approach indirectly strengthens India's hand, giving it more leverage in global trade talks. This alliance of convenience highlights how shared interests can unite even the fiercest of rivals. When faced with a common challenge, old adversaries can become pragmatic partners. In geopolitics, a common adversary has the power to create unexpected partnerships, forcing countries to set aside their differences, at least temporarily, for mutual benefit. For China and India, that adversary is the US tariff policy, a force strong enough to turn rivals into reluctant allies, if only for a moment in the ever-shifting landscape of global trade. At number 9, we have Russia, India's old ally, now stepping up in new and unexpected ways. The relationship between these two nations stretches back decades, rooted in shared interests and mutual respect. Their bond, forged during the tense days of the Cold War, has evolved into a partnership that's more relevant than ever, especially as India faces mounting US tariffs and shifting global alliances. Russia, no stranger to American sanctions and economic pressure, is now welcoming India into a club of nations seeking alternatives to US dominance. Their support is strategic, not just nostalgic. Russia sees India as a vital partner in a rapidly changing world, and India values Russia's willingness to stand by its side. Together, they're working to de-dollarize their trade, using rubles and rupees instead of dollars, and bypassing US-controlled financial systems. This move is more than symbolic. It's a direct challenge to the status quo. This economic pivot is reshaping global commerce, reducing US influence and creating new pathways for international trade that don't rely on Western approval. Russia is offering India practical support, helping to build alternative financial channels and secure new trade routes, ensuring both countries can thrive despite external pressures. It's a unique blend of historical loyalty and modern strategy, where old friendships are being reimagined to meet today's challenges. On the world stage, Russia provides India with diplomatic cover and economic tools, helping it navigate complex international waters and assert its independence. This isn't just about friendship. It's a robust, strategic alliance, encompassing defense, energy, and global diplomacy. In the unpredictable world of international relations, such loyalty and adaptability are truly invaluable for both nations. At number 8, Brazil, a BRICS ally, supports India. BRICS, a group of emerging economies, opposes unilateralism in trade. Brazil, familiar with trade disputes, stands with India for self-preservation. They advocate for negotiation and international bodies like the WTO. Brazil uses its influence to condemn protectionist measures. Their support highlights a global pushback against U.S. trade policy. Brazil is a key ideological and political ally for India. It's about defending principles and emerging economies' voices. For Brazil, backing India is about a fairer global trade system. At number 7, South Africa, a BRICS member, joins India. Their shared history of struggle against injustice strengthens their bond. South Africa acts as a moral compass for developing nations. They oppose power imbalances and stand with underdogs like India. South Africa uses its voice in international forums for fairness. Their support is a blend of historical solidarity and strategic alignment. They remind the world that trade is about people and fairness. By supporting India, South Africa reaffirms its commitment to justice. At number 6, we have Japan, a nation often seen as reserved on the world stage, but one that quietly wields immense financial power. Japan, a surprising yet steadfast ally, has been backing India in ways that go far beyond diplomatic gestures. As one of the largest investors in India, Japan values stability and long-term growth. Japanese companies have set up manufacturing plants, technology parks, and research centers across India, creating thousands of jobs and transferring valuable expertise. Over the years, Japan has poured billions of dollars into India's infrastructure, funding metro rail systems, highways, and even smart city projects. These investments have transformed urban landscapes and improved the daily lives of millions of Indians. On the global stage, Japan stands firmly against unilateral tariffs and trade wars, advocating instead for a rules-based international system that benefits all. While their support may not always make headlines, Japan's approach is quietly assertive. They consistently push for dialogue, negotiation, and peaceful solutions to international disputes. Japan leverages its influence in powerful groups like the G7, using its voice to encourage de-escalation and cooperation, especially in times of regional tension. This support is not just about economics. It's a calculated part of Japan's broader Indo-Pacific strategy, designed to balance China's growing influence and ensure a stable, multipolar Asia. Japan's diplomatic efforts are a masterclass in tightrope walking, supporting India's rise while maintaining strong ties with the United States and other Western allies. By fostering trilateral cooperation with India and the US, Japan strengthens its own security and economic interests, while contributing to a more balanced power dynamic in Asia. This strategic partnership is not just about today, it's about shaping the future of the region, ensuring prosperity, and safeguarding economic security for generations to come. Japan's unwavering support and substantial investments are a testament to their belief in India's potential, and a clear signal that sometimes the quietest investors have the loudest impact. At number 5, Germany, Europe's economic engine, supports India. Germany's prosperity relies on open markets and free trade. They oppose U.S. tariffs, seeing them as a threat to global trade. Germany uses its EU influence to advocate for India's position. They transform the issue into a larger confrontation with the U.S. German companies have significant operations in India. A trade war destabilizing India affects Germany's industrial sector. Germany's support is pragmatic and principled, defending global trade. They send a message: U.S. tariffs threaten the global economy. At number 4, France, a diplomatic heavyweight, backs India. France values strategic autonomy and shares India's global vision. Their partnership includes military and high-tech cooperation. France's support is about preserving international law and order. They advocate for dialogue and negotiation over unilateral actions. France defends a multipolar world, opposing U.S. tariff moves. Their support is a mix of military interests and shared goals. France provides India with high-level political backing. It's a geopolitical chess move with global implications. At number 3, the UK, post-Brexit, pivots to India. The UK seeks new trade partners with India as a top prospect. US tariffs on India create instability, affecting UK-India trade talks. The UK balances its US ties with its future partner, India. They urge de-escalation and support free trade principles. The UK's support is essential for its post-Brexit strategy. Historical and cultural ties strengthen the UK-India partnership. Supporting India is about proving global Britain's reliability. It's a strategic move for the UK's future on the world stage. At number 2, Australia, India's new best friend, steps up. Australia diversifies partnerships after its own trade disputes. The Australia-India relationship is a whirlwind romance. They've signed trade deals and elevated their partnership. Australia sympathizes with India's position against economic pressure. They support a rules-based trading system and oppose protectionism. Australia balances its U.S. ties with its growing India partnership. They use the Quad framework for a unified approach. India is vital to Australia's economic security and strategy. Backing India is a strategic necessity for Australia's future. It's about reducing dependence on China and ensuring stability. At number 1, Indonesia, ASEAN's leader, backs India. Indonesia is a key regional player sharing a vision with India. They advocate for a free, open, and inclusive Indo-Pacific. Indonesia and India have deep historical and cultural ties. A trade war weakening India affects regional stability. Indonesia supports a stable, rules-based global trading system. They defend principles protecting developing nations' interests. Indonesia's support represents Southeast Asia's collective will. It gives India's position legitimacy and weight. Opposition to U.S. tariffs comes from the dynamic Indo-Pacific. Indonesia's backing is crucial for regional balance and power. There you have it, the top 10 countries backing India against U.S. tariffs. This diverse coalition shows the interconnectedness of today's world. It's about the rise of a multipolar world where alliances are key. Nations team up to protect interests and demand a balanced global order. These alliances ensure disputes are settled through dialogue, not economic warfare.